Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.
Matt Justice here, bringing you a market recap video for Monday, December 14th, on a day that initially tested support levels of 2,000 in the S&P 500. Started getting a lot of questions, text messages if this was something that was going to start driving past the support level. Did the S&P 500 break support? Is it near the oversold predictions? What is my predictions to a certain extent in that? And it absolutely 100% tested that 2000 level multiple different times. It kind of broke it initially over here, broke it again initially, held firm at that 2000 level here. And so really the buyers really fought for that 2000 level. And so no, a break is only a break if it closes underneath that level. On the intraday, it's going to test down there, but if it can't close underneath that level, then that's not a break. And so coming back here, this looks to me like a little bit of just crazy action in the markets, but you do have a little bit of an M formation here, M for murder. A lot of times when you hit that double top, as you can see right here, the double top, double bottom, it will come back up in price before it comes right back down. And so right now I do have a neutral rating on the marketplace for this week, primarily because technically I could see anything happening, and quite frankly, you have the Fed on tap, and the Fed on tap on Wednesday coming out. We've been waiting for this for since the October meeting, really, and I've been long saying that given the data, that given the Fed, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet from a raising of the rates. They've been telling us for all week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 straight weeks now that they're going to lift off, and the expectation out there is that they're going to raise it. They're going to raise it to the 0.50 range. That's a quarter point increase in the interest, and if they do that, the question then becomes, what happens to the market? Has the market already priced it in? I don't believe the market believes the Fed's going to do it. I think most economists do. I think analysts do, but I don't think the traders, I don't think the funds, I don't think the professionals out there believe the Fed's going to raise rates other than the 0.25 coming in December this year. The question for me is, a quarter point's not going to kill the market. We're talking a quarter point of interest here. It's what they say about next year. That's the kicker for me. What do they say about next year? Do they talk about the potential of going into the 1.5 range next year, 1.25 range next year? I think that's where the biggest expectation is going to be, is coming into what if they do raise rates, and then what is their plan moving forward? It goes without saying that this is obviously a very, very big deal in the financial markets, in the financial arena. It's been close to a decade now, '06, that the last time that they did raise rates. It's been really since late 2009, 2008, that they lowered rates. And so it does look like there's going to be liftoff. I do not believe it's priced in completely, and that's why I don't think it's just going to go up or down based on a quarter point. Now, obviously, if they do something less than a quarter point, I do expect a positive reaction. And if they do something that is more than a quarter of a point, I think the reaction is going to be to the downside. However, I'm also looking at reading the statement and everything like that. So you're going to have this initial response, and then that secondary response once people start kind of pricing it in to a certain extent. Now, that's on Wednesday. We'll obviously talk about more about that coming up this Thursday on the cash flow club coming up on Thursday over there at Tackle Train for the Pro members. But before we do that, let's look at a couple other things here. Dollar index here. Dollar index. I was bullish last week coming into the market. I still like it right now. I still like it at these levels at 97.5. Up anywhere above 97.5. I like the dollar. I think it's at a low range, but again, let's wait and see kind of what happens with the Fed this week. It still has a bullish bias, by the way, on the dollar. Crude has a bearish bias, obviously, looking at the moves to the downside. Crude's just been absolutely beat up. Lows of 0.3 it tested at the low point of 34.53. But really, what kind of led the turnaround in the S&P 500 today, as you can see, it drops down, comes right back up, is what happened in crude. Looking at crude, and I still have a bearish bias right now on crude, but I do see it being a little bit overextended. If you're looking at from this level down to this level, so you're talking about the highs there, somewhere around 48 down to 40, that's an $8 range there, and then it goes from 43 here to, we'll call it 35, that's an $8 range there, and so it is at the low end of the range. Would not shock me to see it come up in price. That would impact the dollar on the downside as well, but crude's very news driven right now. It's at a lows. I like buying it up, selling covered calls. Selling covered calls against. I don't think anything has changed in that. I do believe crude's going to stay low for a while. It's not going to get back up to $80 a barrel, $100 a barrel overnight. It's going to take a long time for it. I think even the staunchest of the staunch think $60 a barrel is kind of the price target for 2016. But I think you might be bearish, range bound, a little bit bullish. I don't think it's going to scream up there until Saudi Arabia changes what they've been doing in terms of opening up new rigs and so on and so forth. Gold right now, I have a slightly bearish bias on gold. Coming back up, retracing a little bit, bearish engulfing candle. Really want to touch it, even though I do see some slowing momentum. Silver, breaking of support right here. Silver on the way to the downside. Look for silver to continue to drive lower. If gold and silver go lower, that will help the dollar index move higher. And then lastly, the euro dollar. I'll talk more about this in the Forex report, but you're really starting to see a lot of slowing momentum on this movement to the upside. I like something confirmation after the bank open underneath 110, underneath that. And then the VIX spikes up today all the way up to 27 before it closes right around 22. Look for the anything above 20. We're looking at bearish territory in the markets above those levels. So outside of that, other things in the news today. Many people know I have a love affair with Gopro, and it has nothing to do with their stock price. Okay, their stock price has been in a free for all. I purchased GoPro back up into this range, right up into the $29 range. Bought a protected put option on the earnings gap here. Been writing covered calls for the last 2 months. GoPro got downgraded today. Gave me an opportunity to buy those calls back at the low, reissue them right before the close. That's what we do in terms of compounding interest, in terms of covered calls, and so on and so forth. So hope you enjoyed the market recap video for Monday, December 14th. This is Matt Justice. We are Tackle Trading. We're getting in the game one trade at a time.
Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.